Tonight, taking on the former X Division champion Petey Williams is Elix skipper.
Petey, there's two things you need to know. One, this is my house, and the obvious question is, what time is it? That's right, baby. It's prime time, and you going down.
Tonight at the NWA Legends Fanfest convention, Elix skipper takes on former NWA TNA X Division champion Petey Williams.
See, originally it was supposed to be a triple threat match. Myself, Elix skipper, and Chris Sabin. And we were going to show the fans what the X Division of TNA is all about. But Chris Sabin has to go and do what every single American does, and that's cry that his little jaw got hurt. Well, you know what? Regardless of that, now I only have one American to worry about instead of two. And Skip, you're going to find out what it feels like to fall victim to the Canadian Destroyer.
Once again, for this singles match between two of the stars of the X Division of TNA, Elix skipper and Petey Williams.
Brad, I'm excited to see this here. I've heard wonderful things about Petey Williams. I've seen him on TV. This is the first chance I've got to see him live.
This bout originally scheduled as a three-way dance with Chris Sabin. Chris Sabin went down to the TNA tapings Tuesday night with what we believe is a broken jaw and is not here in Charlotte this evening. The three-way became a singles match. Petey Williams, the longest reigning X Division champion in the history of the company, held the belt for something like 8 or 9 months, if I recall.
And that's amazing. I mean, there's some great wrestlers in the X Division in TNA with AJ Styles and Christopher Daniels and those guys. And it's a tribute to him that he was able to hold it that long.
AJ Styles will be in the house tomorrow night for night 2 of the Legends Fanfest wrestling shows, and you got to believe the winner of this one might want to make it 2-0 and try to take on AJ Styles tomorrow night.
Well, that'd be a feather in either of these guys' cap here. I really like this Petey Williams. He's got a great look. Elix skipper, I've seen quite a few times. I'm familiar with him here.
Big kick to the back.
Impressive fellow there. He's a big fellow.
A lot of people don't realize Elix skipper, a prospect of the old WCW power plant, trained by Pistol Pez Watley. Not his first trip to North Carolina by any stretch of the imagination. Petey Williams, on the other hand, this is his first time in North Carolina, coming out of Windsor, Ontario, Canada, trained by Scott D'Amore.
Scott D'Amore, a great trainer right there, and anyone that Scott D'Amore has trained, I've got all the respect for. He's done it right, and everything I see of this Petey Williams so far, he's prepared. He's well prepared. He's a good-looking kid. He's got all the moves. He's got the look. I just see a bright future for him.
Petey, the master of, as they say, one of the most over finishers in professional wrestling right now, the Canadian Destroyer, that flip pile driver, excuse me. And you got to believe if he hits the Canadian Destroyer tonight, it'll be lights out for Elix skipper. Skipper.
Oh, right in the naughty no-nos.
Petey Williams crotched on that top rope. The X Division, all about high-flying, innovative offense, not about weight limits, it's about no limits. And I've been meaning to ask you, Count Grog, a veteran of the North Carolina independence scene, does the X Division remind you, up and over, prime time, going for the power bomb onto the floor.
He's holding Petey. He's doing the smart thing. He's holding on. Dropped the leg right on him.
Petey fights out of it. Does the X Division remind you any of the old Omega here in the Carolinas?
Yeah, it's a lot of Omega and my promotion, Southern Championship Wrestling, when you got the Omega guys like Matt and Jeff Hardy and Shannon Moore, and we mixed them with Joey Matthews and Christian York and quite a few other guys. And
Rana all the way to the floor from Petey Williams.
This is the new breed. This is the next generation of X Division guys. I mean, we didn't call it X Division back then, but these are the young lions here. They're high flyers. They got all the moves, and it's not just a bunch of flips in the air. These guys can work.
That's exactly right. Williams looks like he might be trying to regroup from that shot on the top rope, taking his time on the floor, but Skipper down and dazed.
Yeah, you can see the training he's had there. He's not rushing anything. He's slow and methodical in the beating he's giving Elix skipper. Look at that. Opie's in the way.
Jamie Tucker right there for the 2 count, though. He was right on top of the count.
He was right underneath the count there for a moment. I think Petey might have had him if Jamie didn't go underneath him.
Looked like Petey lost his balance there. I think he is feeling the effects of that shot that he took on the top rope.
He's got him okay here. A classic move right there.
Slingshot's right to the bottom rope.
Right to the bottom rope there. go with an old favorite, you know. Doesn't matter if you're one of these new breed of X Division wrestlers or, you know, an old school wrestler, that slingshot to the bottom rope is going to take you out every time.
Petey Williams taking a moment to play to the crowd here in Charlotte.
Oh yeah, this is the first time the crowd in Charlotte's got a chance to see him. Or they, you know, he wants to show off what he's got. It's a good chop.
Big chop takes him into the corner now.
Picking him up there. He's going to put him on. Tree of Woe.
He is going to tie him into the Tree of Woe. Shades of Kevin Sullivan.
He's got him hooked in there. Yeah,
Petey Williams, this is a trademark move. He's going to sing for us.
Oh, he's got a good voice. I like the kid.
I'm guessing right now Elix Skipper probably does not, as that foot was planted questionably.
I think he'd be singing a few octaves higher.
Jimmy Tucker right there for the 2 count. Skipper slips out at 2. And Petey Williams now resorting just to a plain dirty South choke.
That's a front neck lock.
Is that what we call it down here in the Carolinas?
A front one-handed neck lock.
Jamie Tucker giving him a 5 count to break that forward neck lock.
He's got him over, hanging him over the ropes there.
Tucker giving him the 5 count on the choke. Williams has got this match firmly in control at this point.
Oh, vicious kick. That was a vicious kick. I like that.
Skipper looked like he tried to avoid it, did not get out of the way in time, and he still ate that boot right to the kidney, it looked like.
5 minutes gone the match. 40 minutes remain.
Timekeeper Ken Spence letting us know 5 minutes gone. 45-minute time limit in this battle of 2 of the greats from the X Division.
Okay, Petey's got him, you know, from behind there. He's got him tied up, and this is just going to wear down the man. He's while Petey's actually catching his wind there. He's just taking the wind out of Elix Skipper.
Skipper slips out, eats the knee.
Eats the knee right into the midsection there.
We mentioned Williams likes to utilize the Canadian Destroyer, the flip pile driver. Skipper likes to use the play of the day, a float over leg drop, drops a man on his head.
That's going to be really tough to get a man who moves as fast as Petey Williams to lay still for that one. He's going to have to really lay him out, and I'm not sure Elix Skipper's got that in.
Both these men.
Nice bridge out of there. I'll give that to Elix Skipper. That's a good move to bridge out. There's a few ways to get out of that.
Both these men very light on their feet. Like we said, Williams, master of the flip pile driver. Skipper, master of the flip leg drop.
He's ever talking to some of his admirers at ringside, Petey?
Petey, not the most popular guy in the house tonight, but does have a pocket of support over here to our right. Some fans with the Canadian flag flying.
Well, you always got a few fans who respect greatness and see it. Good body slam. He measures them up, drops the leg right across them, going for the cover right across. Had Tucker been in better position, that could have been a 3 count.
Everyone has converged on Charlotte, North Carolina for these 2 nights of action, 3 nights of the fan convention. Baron von Raschke is here. I know an idol of yours.
I love the Baron. I've never had a chance to meet him. I look forward to meeting him here tomorrow.
The Mulkeys are here. Jim Cornette and the Midnight Express coming up later. Just a slew of legends, a slew of independent performers here looking to better their game. I think I even saw the Shav Grog here earlier.
Yeah, Shav Grog was here earlier. I think he's left though.
Roll up, only gets 2.
Good.
What a forearm.
He's got him. Oh, he just slid right out of there.
Tremendous kick. Goes all the way around the world and catches Petey Williams. Looked like on the bridge of the nose. Williams grabbing the bottom half of his face as he just ate.
He ate Elix Skipper's boot right on that one there. He's trying to get the fans behind him there, beating the mat.
I've never understood that strategy, wasting the energy to try to get people behind you.
You're wasting energy. That's the problem with some of these guys there. They're trying to play up to the crowd and not watching their opponent there, and that gave Petey Williams there. He's got his wind back. He's got a chance to duck the clothesline.
Petey Williams can go.
Got a couple of clotheslines right in there.
Ate a couple of those clotheslines. Skipper shoots him in.
Off the ropes. Beautiful back body drop there by Skipper.
What elevation. Petey Williams can go. X Division champion. We think of him as a light heavyweight. He was the IWA Mid-South heavyweight champion.
Oh, caught him with that leg.
Spinning leg lariat off the ropes. Cover. 2. Only gets a count of 2. Petey Williams was the IWA Mid-South heavyweight champion for a number of months in 2004. So he is familiar with fighting at different weight classes and different caliber of opponents. flips out of that.
Look at that. That was a great move. Picks around the world. So
Head scissors into the Russian leg sweep that worked just a few matches ago for Brad Armstrong. And now Petey Williams is calling for the Canadian Destroyer.
he's calling for it. Here we go.
Skipper, grapevines the leg, jackknife, 2. Only gets a count of 2.
Yeah, you're not going to get Petey Williams with that one. He's too smart. He's too strong.
Big belly to back suplex. Skipper
Skipper's going to the top rope. Oh,
drops the leg.
a deadly leg drop there.
Only gets a count of 2. The crowd rose to their feet, wanting to see the Canadian Destroyer.
Yeah, I think he needed to hold the tights there. I think he would have had, if he would have held some tights, he might have had him down.
Skipper had that one scouted.
These guys obviously have done their homework. They know each other's style. They got a very compatible style with each other there.
Very evenly matched.
Evenly matched there. Skipper's got a little height on Petey, but
Petey branches out. Into the sharpshooter. Petey Williams with the sharpshooter. And Bret Hart will be here tomorrow as part of the Legends Fan Fest. And how fitting would it be for the Canadian from Windsor, Ontario to defeat Elix Skipper tonight with the sharpshooter.
it'd be very fitting there. I think he's a little too close to the ropes there. And yeah, Elix Skipper got to the ropes and broke the hold. But I'll tell you what, it's going to take Elix Skipper a little time to recover from that there. The pressure was put on his back. It's got to be painful.
10 minutes expiring the match. 35 minutes remain.
The 10-minute mark, says ring announcer Ken Spence.
Vicious kick. Here he goes.
Went for it again, got nothing. What a forearm, turns Petey inside out.
Is that legal from outside the ring?
Referee Jamie Tucker not admonishing him for it.
He missed the drop kick.
Petey dodges the drop
He
kick.
telegraphed that one. He saw that one coming a mile away. Petey's got him again.
Calling for the Canadian Destroyer.
Canadian Destroyer, uh-oh.
No, blocked. Skipper trying to go for a kryptonite crunch. No. Into a sunset flip. Both men trying to get position. Shot to the midsection.
Here he goes, the Canadian Destroyer. Here it comes. Oh,
Canadian Destroyer plants Elix Skipper.
Elix Skipper's out. That's it.
Petey needs to make the cover. 1, 2. Foot on the rope. Elix Skipper dodges the bullet.
He needed to have him in the middle of the ring there. That was it. Skipper's out. I would do it again. Do it a second time. Skipper's not getting up anytime soon. I think he's out cold.
Skipper is out, but landed in close enough vicinity to drop a foot across the bottom rope, dodging the bullet that is the Canadian Destroyer. Williams is frustrated. Williams is not used to that maneuver not working for him.
That's a finisher. He has him every time. That's his move. He's going for it the second time. He needs to do it just to prove a point. Drag him in the middle of the ring, give it to him a second time, and they'll be carrying this kid Skipper out, I think.
Skipper is dead weight. Petey.
He's calling for a second time.
Skipper is dead weight.
He's dead weight. Can't even get him up for it.
I would go back to the sharpshooter at this point.
I think the ref should just stop the match. Skipper's obviously hurt.
Ref is asking Skipper if he can continue.
He can't, ref. Raise Petey Williams' hand. It's over. Petey's going to do it again. Here we go.
Grabbing him by the body.
I think it's going to send a message to AJ Styles tomorrow night here. What's going to happen to him?
Skipper with an elbow or two.
It's just reflexes at this point. He doesn't know where he's at, what he's doing.
Petey going for it again. No, flip out. Flip, play of the day.
Oh.
Play of the day. Drops. Petey Williams in the back of his head cover. 1, 2.
Oh.
Only a count of 2. Count Grog. Both men have avoided each other's finishers.
I'll tell you what, Skipper did not have that much left in the tank there. Petey Williams was controlling the match. He had him down. Skipper come out of I don't know where he come with that. He didn't have enough to hook him down for the 3 counts.
Skipper also likes to utilize a version of the Kryptonite Crunch that he went for earlier as a counter to the Canadian Destroyer. He did not get it. You got to wonder now, what will these 2 men go to? The Canadian Destroyer did not work. The play of the day did not work.
Okay, this guy, Petey Williams, he's got a lot of moves in the repertoire. Oh, there's a good spin kick right there. Again, he didn't get him with all of it. Skipper's still delirious. He's not quite sure where he's at in the ring there.
Grazing blow, shot to the face.
Well, he may have caught a little wind there. He's
Skipper taking Petey up to the high rent district.
I think Skipper's gone up there too many times and has been not that successful every time. He better watch himself.
Skipper goes flying and eats the canvas.
Oh, here we go.
Petey is calling for it again.
He's calling for it again.
Off the second rope. Canadian Destroyer blocked into the Kryptonite Crunch. Cover. 1, 2, 3. And Elix Skipper gets the victory.
I don't believe it, Brad.